Hello, hello. Welcome to this episode of the Rogers Radio Podcast. I am your host, Alyssa Rogers, and as you can probably hear, I have been a little under the weather the last couple of days, and I waited until the last minute to record this week to hopefully have my voice back more. But this is as good as it's going to get this week, but I'm happy to be here. And as promised, we have the one, the only Joey Rogers today.
Hey, I'm excited to be here.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've been on here. It's good to be back.
It has been a while since you've been on here.
Yeah.
Because I never know what to expect from you when you're on here.
Good.
I don't know what to expect from you today. As you can see, Joey is ready, dressed and ready for this with his Rogers cowboy hat on, light up teal Rogers cowboy hat on. So I don't know what Joey we're going to get today, but we're going to find out. And I mean, what do you think, Joey? I dressed up for this podcast. Like, I am ready. Like, I am looking professional today.
I like it. You got the nice orange going on with a navy shirt. Like we were rocking, representing Rogers today.
Let's go.
Alyssa came up with this brilliant cowboy light up hat idea for the urban slide down in Clarksville, and I want to give a big shout out to Clarksville and what they're doing down there. I tell you, and with the urban slide was a hit. It was fantastic. I had a blast myself. I think I went down it at least 20 times. Big shout out to the chamber at Clarksville down there too. They really kick ass.
Yeah, it was a really good time, and the hats were a big hit, and we still have some of them, so we're still going to give some out around here, and it's really cool. Like when we were at the event and the hats were such a big deal and everyone wanted them, I'm like, okay, reorder those. So we're really excited about that, but definitely got dressed up today for this, my professional interview attire, because I came prepared. I have so many questions for you, and I know you haven't seen them, and I know you don't know what they are, and so I broke them up, okay, because we received some questions, and so I had to kind of separate them between like the questions about like our relationship, professional questions for you, and personal questions for you. So I'm going to let you choose what questions you answer first. So do you want the ones about me and you? Do you want professional questions about Rogers or personal questions first?
Just start throwing them at me. You can mix and match if you want to.
I'm not going to mix and match. So right. I'm going to keep it on topic.
All right.
So just pick relationship, professional, personal.
Let's go with the relationship first.
Relationship first. Okay. All right. I'm excited about this.
All right.
So, people want to know how we met. And I know, and I want to tell everyone, I put this on here because it's a good segue into a project that we're working on. And we've been recording some stuff that's going to be released very soon on YouTube that's going to really detail the entire Rogers story and how we started and how we got to where we are. But so briefly explain, without revealing everything, because we're going to post that soon, briefly explain how we met.
All right. So definitely times were a little bit different back then as to what we live now, but so we actually got introduced by a mutual friend that we had when you came back to town from graduating college. Of course, I was in HVAC, and we met at the lake.
Yes.
Where we definitely mutually shared a ticket on our first encounter, which I guess we'll get more into details of that later. But well, that's how we met. And then after that exchange, of course, I was persistent, and it took me, I don't know, at least a month to 2 months to to get you to actually go out on a date with me. But hey, I'm a persistent type of guy. I don't give up easy. So
Yeah.
glad I hung in there.
Yeah, it was definitely just like that. We were having a great time at the lake, got some tickets, and then definitely didn't go on dates. But a fun fact, I will say this. You know, I always say I never thought I'd be in the HVAC industry, never thought I'd be sitting in the seat. But looking back, I should have known this because our first real date was a trip to Roanoke. And we went on that overnight trip or whatever because why?
Oh, I was setting for my tradesman's examination.
Yes,
Yeah,
so your
sure
HVAC tradesman exam, and you're like, hey, come with me. I have to take this test in Roanoke. You want to come? And you can go and do whatever while I'm taking this test all day in Roanoke. And I'm like, oh, a trip to Roanoke? Okay, down. I'll go shopping while he takes this test. Had no idea what this test was, what it meant, or whatever. He was just taking a test. So HVAC has been part of our relationship from the very, very first date. And here we are today. So little fun fact.
Trade since day one, baby.
That's right. That's right. All right. So can you share your favorite memory or experience we've had together so far?
Oh, goodness. There's definitely been quite a few over the years. I'd have to say probably one of my fondest memories of just me and you we took the trip to Philadelphia. I really enjoyed that. That was a spur of the moment. Of course, Alyssa says she likes to be surprised, but that's very far from the truth. So I decided to surprise her with a trip to Philadelphia, and that by the time we got to Philly, she was like, "You brought us to Philly? Philly? What are we going to do in Philly?" But right in the middle of the COVID pandemic where you had to be vaccinated to go anywhere. But we managed to kind of sneak into places, so we were good because I'm 100% unvaccinated. Don't regret it at all. But but anyway, that was a great trip. I thoroughly enjoyed that. That was very fun.
That was. Yeah. We just talked about this the other day too, because I had to tell him, you know, we've been together like 12 years now, and early 20s to now mid 30s. And in my early 20s, I was a little more spontaneous, and it's like, yeah, surprise me, this and that. And, you know, over the years, I've done some self-reflecting and really getting to know myself. And it's like, I don't need surprises anymore. I get enough surprises every day in this life, growing this business, that I like a little bit of normalcy, and I like to know kind of what's going on outside of that. So it's like, okay, we don't really need surprises that much anymore. But he definitely surprised me for my birthday. A couple years ago. Was it a couple? Yeah, 2 years ago now, and to Philly, and it was a great time, but it was very unexpected. I was having a little bit of a meltdown. We kind of talked about last week adaptability and trying to pivot, and when things go wrong. And in that situation, I had a little bit of a meltdown. Like, what do I wear? What do I pack? Where are we going? And so, but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun for sure.
And all of our trips are very memorable. We went on a Disney cruise this past winter, and of course, you know, we set a record low in Florida when we get down there. It was that cold snap that hit Virginia the same week we were down there. I think it was 32 degrees and frost in Orlando, Florida.
We have, everywhere we've gone in the last year to try to get away from cold weather, it's cold weather everywhere we go. We've gone to Phoenix, we've gone to Florida, the Bahamas, cold everywhere. It's like wild. So yes, very memorable moments. And then next question, what strengths do we each bring to the business?
I think the strengths that we bring is letting each other stay in our own lane.
True.
I think you let me do what I'm strong at, and I'll let you do what you're strong at, and we communicate well, and we know what each other's responsibilities are to help drive the organization forward. And I think that gives us a lot of strength in running this company together, because even though we work together in the organization, we really don't work together.
Yeah.
So I don't think.
People don't realize that.
Yeah. So it's not like I see you all the time.
Right.
Like we're both working on different projects. So, we don't actually spend a lot of time together at work. So I mean, but when we do get together, we make great things happen too. So I love that you're at the organization, and the organization wouldn't be where it is today without you. And
thanks.
It's you rock and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you navigate us working together and maintaining a healthy personal relationship?
I think, well, I'll just be honest. I mean, there's, I'm a special person when it comes to having to deal with me. You have to put up with a lot, and you have to make a lot of sacrifices. So I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I work a lot of hours. I'm very career focused. I'm very passionate about growing this organization. Alyssa shares that passion with me. And that wouldn't be possible if she was not on the same page with me and I was not on the same page with her. The support that we give each other, none of this would be possible without that. If we weren't on the same page, Rogers would not be where it is today. And ever since that we got on the same page and shared our visions for where we wanted to go with this organization, things have really, really taken off. So I appreciate all the sacrifices that Alyssa's had to make for, my dreams, goals, and ambitions. And I know every day is not easy. I mean, what we do is hard. I mean, every day we come to work, you're going to load up, you're going to take one on the chin. I mean, nothing about what we do is easy. It's very rewarding, but there's definitely a lot more hard days than there are easy days in doing what we do. And you have to find joy in the hardness to, be successful at what we do on a daily basis. So I really, appreciate, and I really, am very grateful for, what Alyssa has to do on a daily basis to, make sure that, this dream of Rogers is actually going to be fulfilled.
Yeah, and that's the ultimate goal, right? And, it'd be a lie if we said, oh, well, we separate the business and personal, and, business is personal. And I mean, there are times where I have to be like, all right, Joey, I'm coming to you as a wife, not a business partner, not a, part of the business. I need support here, but it is very much our entire life, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I know you wouldn't have it any other way, and it is personal. And we do have a personal life, and we do enjoy doing fun things, but the business is very much just who we are.
Right. And I'm that's just the way it is. And I mean, I'm sure there are critics out there that want to say, oh, you need to leave work at work and home at home. But I'm going to tell you right now, I mean, if things are bad at home, things are going to be bad at work. Yeah. If things is bad at work, they're going to be bad at home. I mean, you have to get on the same page with that stuff. I mean, it's just the fact that if you want to have a healthy relationship, you have to be able to communicate through all of that type of stuff. And I think we do a really good job of that.
I agree. And then that leads into the next question, though. Sure. How do we handle disagreements or differences of opinions when we're working on projects together? Because we don't, we're on the same page, but we don't necessarily always agree on certain decisions or things going on. So how do we handle that? How do you think we handle it?
I'm very brash and direct and very loud when it comes to decision making, but I also am a huge supporter of people that want to challenge me. Alyssa, from early on in our relationship, has always challenged me to be a better person. She's challenged my views on things. She's challenged my opinions, and that's what I look for in people, and that's what I want to see out of them. I want to see people that will actually challenge me and my views on things, because that's what helps an organization grow. That's what helps you grow as a person. And that's one of the things that I respect the most about Alyssa. She's always challenged me to be better. She's always challenged my opinions. So when we're making a decision, I want to surround myself with 4, 5, 6 different people that are going to challenge my ideas, and because I'm going to challenge theirs, and may the best idea win. Who cares who come up with it? We're working for an organization here. We want to make sure that the best idea wins. Me and Alyssa have always challenged each other, and I wouldn't have it any other way. And it's nothing personal. I mean, it's not an argument. We're going. I mean, it may seem like that. We're going to have a heated exchange. Yeah. And I mean, our entire leadership team, if we're making a decision, it's going to be a heated exchange. We're passionate about what we're trying to create. And it's like that, personally, professionally, all of it. I mean, that's the way you move the needle forward. Like you have to be able to communicate what you want, what your vision is, and where you want to go. And you have to have great people around you that see things differently, because they can point out different roadblocks, different hazards, different obstacles that you're going to have to overcome. That, hey, my vision may be 10, 15 years down the road. I'm not looking at 1 year. Like, what's going to hit us in 1 year that's going to keep us from getting to 15 years? Like, you have to have people like that around you, or, you're going to hit roadblocks that slow you down. Absolutely. And that is kind of where we differ, because Joey is the visionary, which is much needed. And that's a huge reason why the business is where it is today, because he's already he's already envisioned himself where we are today years ago. And he's already envisioning himself 10 years down the road right now. And I'm very much in the moment thinker, and maybe a week ahead, a month ahead, or maybe just till the end of the year. So I'm very much like, okay, yeah, we'll start this like first of the month, or we'll do this. And so I'm always doing my best to kind of bring him back down to earth a little bit and say, okay, this is a great idea for 10 years down the road, 5 years down the road, but right now, this is what's needed. And some people may think like we're arguing, and it's not. It's just me like, okay, what you're envisioning is going to happen, but what needs to happen first is this. So let's think about this. Let's not move on from fixing the problem right now. So I challenge you a bit on that. But it's to help us grow and get to that 15, 20-year goal. Right. Absolutely. So, how do you support each other's growth and development within the shared endeavors? I've never been one to want to stand out in front and wave the torch. Yeah. I want our team to win. That's what my job is. My job is to make everybody else around me's job easier. So the more spotlight our team can get, I know the more successful that the organization's going to be. And that's my leadership style, and that's what I like. I've never wanted the spotlight, and if the spotlight does shine on me, so be it. But everybody in this organization busts their ass every day. I want them to be able to get the credit they deserve, and all of them deserve a tremendous amount of credit, because this is not me. This is bigger than me. This is Rogers, and everybody that works here. I mean, they need to be holding their own torch. I want the spotlight shined on them. Absolutely. And I joke with people about vacations and stuff. So like, oh, are you taking a summer vacation? Are you doing this, that, whatever? And I'm like, we haven't taken a vacation in the summer in like 12 years. That's how long we've been together, because HVAC business, summer, vacations don't kind of go together. But it's very important for us to grow individually and together, and continue growing ourselves as leaders so we can lead others and grow this organization to be massive. And so I joke with people that I always look for trainings on weekends, because I can always get him to go away for a weekend. And it's even better if there are trainings and coachings and all that on the weekend. So that's what we do to grow, is we find trainings and coaching sessions that are held on weekends. And that's our little getaway. Yeah. You made it through the relationship questions. Good.
Are you ready for professional questions?
All right, let's go after 'em.
All right. Well, I'll go into this one first because you mentioned kind of what kind of leader you are. And so the question is, what type of leader are you and what is it like to work under your leadership style?
Well, I'm a very aggressive leader. I'm a no bullshit. We're moving the needle forward. I need some help pushing this giant rock up this hill, and I need people that want to do that. And Rogers is in the business of providing people with great opportunities. That's my dream. I want to provide people great opportunities, and what they do with those opportunities is up to them. But I want them to be there for people to be able to capitalize on. I know Rogers is the best paying residential HVAC contractor, the best paying HVAC contractor on the East Coast. I know that for a fact, and more people need to know that. My goal is to make sure that tradesmen have historically been underpaid.
Yeah.
They're not paid fairly and not compensated fairly for what they do. It's my goal here at Rogers to make sure tradesmen are the best paid people on the East Coast. And that's the desire. That's what they deserve. That's what we're here to create.
Yeah.
We're here to change the industry. I'm not here to play games. We're here to move an organization forward. We're here to get big. We're here to be the biggest residential contractor on the East Coast. And those are the goals. Those are the ambitions. And I'm dead set on doing it. It may take me till I'm 90 years old, but I'm not going to quit. I'm going to hold the gas pedal down until we get there. And it doesn't matter what's in the way. The gas pedal is going to be down, and we're going to get there, come hell or high water.
There's Joey. That's his leadership style, and that's what he does every day. So how do you handle the pressure of a growing organization?
Pressure is a privilege. I love the pressure. I thrive under the pressure. I wish there was more pressure. And when I find myself not being pressured, I push the gas pedal down harder, because when I feel comfortable, I know the organization's not growing.
Okay.
And when I'm comfortable, that means other people are comfortable. And my job as a leader is to make you very uncomfortable. Because if you're comfortable, we're not growing.
Yeah, absolutely. So what strategies have you found most effective in driving the business growth?
Well, over the years, we've tried lots of different things. We found some things work better than others, but the most effective way of growing the business is by surrounding yourself with people that have grown businesses to very large organizations, and trying to duplicate what they created. Once you create that framework and that plan, then you have a structure to follow and you start building processes around it. That's when success really starts happening at a rapid pace. And then over time it starts compounding and getting bigger and bigger, and you gain more momentum. Your job as a leader is to feed into that momentum. You got to keep that momentum charged and going forward, because once you lose momentum, it's so hard to get it back. Once you get that momentum going, you got to keep fueling the fire, and that's why it's so important to hold that gas pedal down. That's what moves the needle forward at Rogers, and that's the leadership style, and that's the people we're trying to attract. If you're one of those people that are just kind of looking for, that job that just kind of, you can just twiddle your thumbs and that, like, please, this is not the place for you. Stay away. No trespassing. Do not need you. Yeah.
So what are some of the biggest challenges that you have faced while growing this business?
I think, some of the biggest challenges is, Roger started off extremely small, and, getting people to actually buy into what you're trying to create is extremely challenging, especially in a small community that, of course, unfortunately, our community is declining in population every single year. So we're growing a business to make the Inc. 5000 list year after year in a community that is showing no growth. They're actually declining in growth. So that's challenging in itself, to be able to do that. And, getting people to buy into that vision.
Right.
Then once they get here, and you get them bought in, then they have to maintain the tenacity to actually follow through on what has to be done to make it come to life. Because, everybody wants to be on the Super Bowl team until they have to play all year. It's not easy, trying to win a Super Bowl with the organization, because everybody wants to hold a trophy up, but what it takes to actually be able to hold that trophy up is blood, sweat, tears, tenacity, just mountains of work ethic. Because what we're trying to do is extremely hard. I mean, it's nothing easy about what we're trying to do. We're trying to scale a business to massive proportions, and it just takes a mountain of work ethic. We're not trying to maintain. We're not already a huge company, and we're just trying to maintain where we're at. Like, we're trying to scale, grow an organization to a massive level. It takes a special type of person. It takes somebody that is growth minded. That's been one of the biggest struggles that we faced is finding people that with that mindset that want to come in here and conquer the world, and that's what we need more of, and that's why Rogers pays better than any contractor within a 1,000-mile radius. I can promise you that. And if you don't believe me, come down to the office and I'll show you.
Yeah. You made it through the professional questions. You ready for personal?
Yeah.
You ready to get a little deeper?
All right.
And walking through the halls here, you always see Joey with the coconut water, and that's what you see now. You good?
Key to keeping a clear mind, stay hydrated.
You definitely do that. Yeah. So, switching gears a little bit, right. What do you like to do for fun?
I like to grow an HVAC organization.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you do anything else for fun?
Yeah, when I'm not growing an HVAC organization, definitely spending time with the family. So I'm with Alyssa and Riley. She was just in the Little Mermaid over the Prizery. That was, we got to watch the Little Mermaid 6 times.
We went to every single show.
and I'm kind of, speaking of that, it is some extremely talented people over there.
It's so talented.
I was blown away. And
so talented.
The production was great. I thought they had a great turnout all 6 shows. If you hadn't got a chance to check the Prizery out and go see some shows, they really do a great job over there. And they run a tight ship. I mean, everything was consistent. Every show was, pretty much exactly the same. And they kept getting better. They kept perfecting it. It was fantastic, and it was great to see Riley. She really seems to enjoy that. Riley also likes tennis. We do tennis lessons with her. That's a blast. She has a little trouble focusing right now, but I mean, she's getting better. So
Joey has to take her to tennis lessons because I took her to a few of them, and I'm so competitive. Like, you think Joey's very competitive, but he's more patient competitive. Like, he's more long game, patient competitive kind of person. I'm much more like, right now, like, do it right. Like, what are you doing? Get in the game, get focused. And so I'm taking her to practices. Like, they're games. Like, it's game time, like, go time. And she's like playing around and doing things and not listening. I'm like, Riley, you've got to get it together. And so now Joey has to take her to tennis lessons because she seems to do better. So tennis is definitely a Riley and Joey thing for sure.
Yeah. And then, our trips, we do take at least a few trips every year. That's always a very fun experience. We're constantly going to museums or aquariums or Christmas lights or taking, vacations in the fall and winter. I mean, it's all those are really great times.
Yeah, we're definitely experienced type people. We like to go and do, and so we're always on the go on the weekends. So how do you stay motivated and maintain your passion for the business, especially during tough times?
It's the vision. Mm-hmm. I keep going back to the vision. Like, I mean, I can make it through any single thing that happens because I know the vision, I know the long-term goals, and I know where the organization's going. And, when you have more and more people that join the organization, that keeps you going too, because I'm working for them. Like, if I quit, they all have to quit, and that's unacceptable. Like you just, it's not in my vocabulary. We're not going to quit. We're going to keep driving forward. We're going to keep changing people's lives. We're going to keep changing our customers' lives. We're going to keep changing our team members' lives. And not only are we going to change our team members' lives, if our team members buy in and excel, we're going to change their families' lives. Like that's what Rogers is all about.
Yeah.
And the bigger we get, the more massive of an impact we can make. And that's what I'm about. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to create an impact on this earth. And that's what drives me. That's my vision. And that's what we're going to do. No ifs, ands, buts about it. And it's going to happen.
Yeah. So what are people's biggest misconception about you?
I don't know. I mean, I hear stuff all the time through the community where people say this, say that.
What do they say? What do you hear?
Well, I mean, I hear that I'm a brash, I'm overwork people. You know, I'll be 100% honest with the overworking people. I've never worked somebody more than what they asked to be worked.
Yeah.
If they ask for it, I give it to them. And if they didn't needed a break, I give them a break.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it just, I don't let it bother me, any of the misconceptions or any of the, rude and bad things that people say, because it's just part of the job.
Yeah.
When you're making an impact, the way I look at it, I'm improving the quality of more people's lives than I am people being upset about what we're doing. And how bored can you be? I mean, if you want to talk about, what we're trying to create over here. I mean, because obviously you're not creating anything if you have time to talk about me, because I sure don't have time to talk about them.
Right.
I mean, that's just a fact. I would give some advice to probably say, you probably need to get busy living and taking care of your own stuff. That would probably be a good idea, but it's just part of the territory. And the way I've always looked at it too is like, well, if I was just working a normal job, and just going about my normal career, nobody would be talking about me.
True.
And that's what I consider not making an impact.
Right.
So if people are talking bad about me, if that means I'm making a huge impact on other people's lives, so be it.
Yeah.
But I'm here to make an impact.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's going to make some people very upset. And they're not going to agree with my practices or how I do things. But I'm not going to stop being who I am, because I spend countless hours of time researching. I spend countless hours of time reading. I spend countless hours of time studying on how to make this organization a better place, on how to adopt the best leadership principles to help transform other people's lives. Yeah. I mean, countless hours. So I believe in everything that I'm doing. So no matter what anybody says, it's not going to take me off course of what we're trying to accomplish. Whether people disagree with that, agree with it, it doesn't matter to me, because I believe in so much what we're doing, and I've studied so hard on what we're trying to accomplish, and I've learned what other successful people have done by studying, that I'm not changing the vision. I'm not changing the way I lead. It's not happening. I don't care what people say. Yeah. Makes no difference to me.
So you were born and raised in Halifax County.
Right.
Which is a small town, which comes with small town gossip, right?
Right.
So what are your thoughts on all of the perceptions and rumors that are said about you in the business? And I know you just touched on that, but there are a lot of misconceptions about who you are. But how do you handle the ones that people say about the business and all the gossip and rumors that get spread all the time?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. And it doesn't, I don't dwell on it. I don't think about it, because if I feed into it, it lessens my impact. Right. Because it's a distraction. And that's ultimately, what they want. They want to keep you distracted. And that keeps you from getting where you want to go. And ultimately, the naysayers, or the people that are gossiping or are saying disrespectful things about the organization or about myself, that's ultimately what they want. They want to see Rogers fail, which unluckily for them, I'm leading this.
Yeah.
And there is no failure in sight.
Yeah.
So, you know, which is fine, because in probably 10 years, they'll be one of those people that say, yeah, I knew him. I knew he was going to do that. So it doesn't bother me a bit. I don't have time to dwell on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Talk away.
it's been a crazy journey. The last 12 years together that we've been together, the last 5 years of growing this organization. What has been the most memorable moment in this journey so far for you?
Oh, goodness.
Memorable or rewarding?
Probably say the most rewarding by far is being able to get to do it with you.
Oh,
yeah,
thanks.
that's definitely the most rewarding part. There's not many people in this world that get to share their passion and get to share what they truly love to do every single day with their wife. So that's very rewarding to me. And I'm probably one of the luckiest men on earth to actually be able to get to do that.
Well,
And
thanks, Joey. That's nice.
And you know, I'm so thankful just for the fact of you believing in me.
Yeah.
That gives me, you know, more energy and, you know, more power than, I mean, it's probably my superpower. You believing in me has gotten me through a lot of times where you just say, I don't want to do this anymore. This sucks. This hurts. You know, that's a driving force. And I'm very grateful for. I mean, that's the most rewarding thing. And then, you know, seeing Riley be able to come up in the trades, and, you know, she's in here in the office playing with Barbies in the floor with me. And last night we sat out on the deck and we made these sand art.
Sand art,
yes. For a couple hours. I mean, she enjoyed that, and I think we made souvenirs for at least half the office staff.
I know. I came into the office today and I had a little sand art on my desk.
Yeah.
It was so cute. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
It was so cute.
And Riley, she's such a force. And I give, you know, being around this organization a lot of credit. She's been around, you know, me and you and the organization since the time she was born.
Yeah.
And she can communicate so well. She even knows HVAC already. So I mean, she loves it. She gets to see me and you do it together. I'm very proud of that. The family aspect of, you know, that's what family's all about. And it's going back to the roots. You know, it's going back to, you know, getting back to the tobacco farming. It's getting back to, like, families work together. That's how you were successful. Families come together. They were pulling tobacco together. They were, you know, farming together. They were working together as a team, as a family unit to be successful. And, you know, I feel like that gives me so much joy. I'm so glad that we can do that together. I'm so glad we can involve Riley in that. And, you know, I'm successfully enough to say that, hey, I get to spend more time with my family than probably 90% of people on earth do.
Oh, we're together all the time. All the time.
So it's, I mean, it's definitely very rewarding.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just appreciate you coming on here today and spending some time and giving the listeners and the watchers what they want, because they've been wanting you back and wanting to get to know you a little better. And I appreciate you being so open and honest with us today. And is there anything coming up that you want to talk to anyone about, or any events or things we have going on that are in the works? Yeah,
for sure. I know we're getting ready to start kicking off some hiring events. I think we're going to do, is it once a week, or is it once every month?
Once a month.
Once a month.
First one is August 24th.
Yeah. We're going to feed you dinner and everything. You can come into the office. You can talk to us about what we offer. Like I said, we're the best paying contractor within a 1,000-mile radius. Come down to Rogers and I'll show you how that is. Also, we're going to open up, we're going to have a breakfast for the public. It's going to be in September. It's going to be totally free. You just come down to the office and we're going to feed you breakfast, and you come see us and talk to us, and we're just going to congregate and have a good time and, eat some good breakfast. I'm really excited about that. It's going to be, a great way of giving back to the community and meeting the community and getting them involved in what we're doing. And I'm extremely excited about this. And we're going to do that once a quarter. So we'll have a community open breakfast once a quarter here at Rogers, and ready to kick that off. What else we got?
We got a lot of stuff. Those are the two things that are coming up, and we have a business after hours that we're hosting through the chamber on tomorrow. And that's going to be exciting. It's going to be like a backyard barbecue. So we're going to have hamburgers, hot dogs, cornhole, all of the things, which is super exciting. And just always have an open door here, always hiring, always looking for great people, and come, have some fun and enjoy working with Joey with the cowboy hat on. And do you want to show like the blinking lights? What does that hat do? That hat, I had him turn off the blinking lights before because I'm like, this is a little distracting for me seeing these. Look at that. You see that has the blinking lights.
See, I wanted to rock this the whole time.
Yeah.
I got shut down on that.
But Joey, I appreciate you. I love working with you every day. I just think we're doing something amazing here, and I'm excited to do it alongside you. So thank you for believing in me, and keep pushing me too. So thank you for being here.
Hey, I appreciate being here, and I've enjoyed this episode of the podcast. I can't wait to get back on. What we've been able to accomplish and the growth that we've accomplished together as far as personal growth has been phenomenal, especially over the past couple of years. Thanks for pushing me to drive the needle forward.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Absolutely. And thank you everyone for listening and watching and getting through this with my voice the way it is. I will be better on next week's episode. We're going to do something really, really cool at the Business After Hours. I'm going to do kind of a live episode in a way where I'm going to go around and interview everyone, and it's going to be really, really cool. So I'm excited for next week's episode, but I will do my best to get my voice right for that. And I just, again, appreciate you listening and watching each week and supporting the Rogers Radio podcast. And we will talk to you next week. Bye.
See ya.